This is Angel Reese. Go ahead and play it. She needs a lot of attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not
Move. Okay, so average WNBA viewership.
It looks like Angel Reese just faced a tough loss, and the one responsible for it? None other than Patrick B.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized.
LSU champion turned WNBA rookie Angel Reese tried to rally the league for a pay protest, but she didn't count on someone crunching the numbers. Let's just say reality hit harder than a WNBA flop.
So Rob, go to ChatGPT and play the following. Type the following thing. How much did the WNBA lose in 2024? You can type that up. How much did the
40
WNBA
million bucks.
So 40 lose in 2024. They lost 40 million. Year before was 50 million. So it's some progress that they're making.
Yeah.
From the 40-50.
Progress,
now,
guys.
Watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well, ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes, in a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs.
Angel Reese, fresh off a rookie season where she's been, well, average at best, is now threatening to lead a WNBA strike over pay. Yes, you heard that right. She wants big money from a league that struggles with TV ratings, ticket sales, and has relied on NBA funding for years. But because Reese says so, millions are just supposed to appear? Talk about entitlement. The Bayou Barbie really thinks she's the star here. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is actually carrying the league, breaking records, and bringing in fans, yet somehow Reese believes the WNBA should just start handing out cash.
Shot clock is off. Angel Reese has 4 Liberty players around her. And fans yelling to get the ball.
Then came Patrick Bet-David, who actually sat down, did the math, and dropped a brutal reality check that Angel Reese and her supporters weren't ready for. He laid it out clearly: WNBA players are already making more than what the league brings in. If anyone deserves a raise, it's Caitlin Clark, because let's be honest, she's the only reason people are even paying attention to the league right now.
Money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome. Okay, however, let me give you some data. Here's the only thing that you got to look at. WNBA has lost money every single year since 1997. According to the reports, the WNBA has operated an annual loss of $10 to $12 million. NBA has owned half of the WNBA financial support. NBA players pay for their salaries, by the way. If the WNBA has broadcasting and sponsorship agreements that often pays out regardless of how many games are played, if the league cuts costs while the 2020 keep go a little bit lower, Rob, if the NBA runs on, bottom line is that WNBA doesn't make any money. Go back to the other question that we asked all the way at the top. There's a number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games. Okay? You know what the increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year? 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase. So the viewership is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played.
And the numbers don't lie. The WNBA is a business, not a charity. Reese talking about a strike is like a fast food worker demanding CEO pay while the restaurant is losing money every month. It just doesn't make sense. Let's be real, Angel Reese's game is average at best. She's barely watchable, struggles with open shots, and complains when she doesn't get calls. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here selling out arenas, boosting viewership, and actually making women's basketball exciting. And the craziest part? Clark isn't even the one demanding more money, she's just focused on playing, while Reese is busy complaining about paychecks.
It was the NBA. And the NBA was the face of what? BLM, DEI, ESG, all the bullshit, right? That the NBA was a face of. You know how the NBA views the WNBA? It's marketing dollars. They're losing money every year, but they're gaining votes. That's how they view it. They're viewing it as that. They're not looking at it as a profitable channel that they have. It's just purely marketing dollars to seem noble and do what they do.
If Angel Reese really wants a bigger paycheck, maybe she should start with, I don't know, making layups consistently. Let's think this through. If she somehow convinces WNBA players to strike, what happens next? Ratings, which are already low, drop even further. The NBA, which props up the league financially, pulls its support because why fund a league that refuses to play? And Caitlin Clark, the only real reason people are watching, either heads overseas or gets fed up. The result? The WNBA collapses faster than Reese's shooting percentage. This isn't a power move, it's career suicide. And the wildest part? Reese doesn't even realize she'd be the last player any league would fight to keep. If she disappeared from the WNBA tomorrow, would anyone even notice?
Biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest. I think your shot.
There's entitlement, and then there's whatever Angel Reese is doing. The WNBA has been on financial life support for decades, surviving only because the NBA keeps it afloat with subsidies. Yet, despite barely finishing her rookie season, Reese believes she's owed more money, not because she's bringing in more revenue, not because she's the face of the league, but simply because she wants it. The audacity is unreal. This is a league that operates at a loss, struggles with terrible TV ratings, plays in half-empty arenas, and barely generates enough revenue to cover its current salaries. And yet, here's Angel Reese, a player with an average-at-best skill set, demanding even more money.
Clark! Hammer! That's right.
Being reviewed for possible upgrade to a play game.
I think it'll be upgraded here. And, she gets her really hard there.
Let's put things into perspective. The NBA isn't just helping the WNBA, it's completely bankrolling its existence. Here are the cold, hard facts. Unlike the NBA, which rakes in billions, the WNBA has never been profitable. Reports suggest the league loses around $10 million every year, a deficit the NBA covers just to keep it from collapsing. Without that financial lifeline, the WNBA would have folded long ago. The NBA isn't just investing in the WNBA, it's subsidizing it. It covers marketing, arena costs, and even part of player salaries. This isn't about charity, it's a business move to maintain the appearance of supporting women's sports, even though the demand for the WNBA just isn't there.
You're about to witness something you've never seen before. Angel Reese made a layup. In a regular season game, she made a layup and does all that.
WNBA players love to complain about the so-called gender pay gap, but the truth is simple, NBA players earn more because they generate more. The NBA brings in over $10 billion annually, while the WNBA barely reaches $60 million. That's not even 1% of the NBA's revenue. So, where exactly does Angel Reese think this extra money is supposed to come from? What makes Reese's complaints even more ridiculous is that she's acting like she's struggling to get by. Let's put it in perspective, her rookie salary is around $74,000, which is right in line with the median U.S. household income, $74,580 in 2022, according to U.S. Census data. On top of that, she gets free flights, meal stipends, and housing assistance, perks most regular jobs don't offer. And before she even stepped onto a WNBA court, Reese was already a millionaire. She landed a massive Reebok deal, personally chosen by Shaquille O'Neal, and made over $1.7 million in college through NIL, name, image, and likeness deals. That doesn't even include sponsorships with McDonald's, ZOA Energy, Amazon, and more. Yet somehow, she's still acting like she's being shortchanged.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese.
So how exactly is Angel Reese struggling to pay her bills? Are we really supposed to believe that earning as much as a typical family man supporting a wife and 2 kids isn't enough for her? The truth is, Reese doesn't want to live like the average American. She wants the lifestyle of an NBA star. Private jets, designer outfits, luxury cars, but without the viewership, ticket sales, or talent to justify it. And when reality doesn't match her expectations, she blames the system instead of looking in the mirror. What makes this even more ironic? Reese isn't helping the WNBA, she's actively making it worse.
Like Angel Reese is like, I'm also the reason why the WNBA is doing very well. Data says otherwise, sweetheart, because the data says the average WNBA attendance at a game is 7,300. The average game that you play in is 10,000, but the average game that Caitlin Clark goes home or road is 15,600. They're not that interested in you. They're interested in Caitlin Clark, not because of her skin color, because she's an underdog, and America's always loved underdog. Whether your name is Serena Williams, whether your name is Tiger Woods, whether your name is Caitlin Clark, we like underdogs, right? And numbers never lie. A person can hate Joe Rogan all they want. He's number one in 94 countries on Spotify. This last week, Candace Owens posted the top 3 podcasts on Spotify. Was Rogan 1, Tucker 2, and Candace was 3, right? Now, what do those 3 have in common? Just the fact that they have their own opinions and they're going to talk that you don't agree with everything Joe says. You don't agree with everything.
When it comes to marketability, Angel Reese isn't even in the same league as Caitlin Clark. Clark is breaking records, packing arenas, and actually bringing fans to the game. The most watched women's college basketball games? They featured Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. But instead of improving her game, Reese spends more time stirring up controversy, beefing with fans, creating fake rivalries, and playing the victim when things don't go her way. Drama might work for reality TV, but it won't save a struggling league. While players like Caitlin Clark are drawing in new fans, Reese seems more focused on driving them away with her attitude. She's built a fan base that complains about race and politics rather than actually growing the sport. Now, Angel Reese is trying to hold the entire WNBA hostage by threatening a strike over wages. How does that make any sense? Reese and her supporters clearly don't understand economics. Let's entertain her fantasy for a second. What if WNBA players actually went on strike for higher pay? The league, which is already barely surviving, would lose even more money. The WNBA drains resources from the NBA as it is. Why would the NBA keep funding a league where players refuse to play? If Caitlin Clark or other marketable players left for Europe, what reason would anyone have to watch? Brands invest in the WNBA out of goodwill, but if it turns into a circus of entitled players demanding money they haven't earned, those companies will pull out fast. This would be the fastest self-destruction in sports history. Angel Reese has done nothing to justify higher pay. She's not a superstar, she's not boosting ratings, and she's certainly not leading the WNBA to new heights. She's a rookie with an inflated ego and no self-awareness. She already makes as much as the average American household, yet she's still complaining. Meanwhile, she's making millions from endorsements, but she still wants the WNBA to hand her more cash. And now, she's threatening a strike, acting as if she and her WNBA colleagues are irreplaceable. The truth? If Angel Reese left today, the only impact would be less drama and fewer missed shots on live TV. If she really wants more money, she has 2 choices. 1, get better at basketball, because right now, she's unwatchable. 2. Start her own league. Let's see if she can convince anyone to pay to watch her miss layups. Until then, Angel Reese should be grateful for the paycheck she gets, because without the NBA's charity, she wouldn't be getting one at all. When Reese started making noise about WNBA salaries, Patrick Bet-David wasn't having it. She's barely completed her rookie season and is already demanding better pay, a laughable request for a league that struggles to make money. Patrick Bet-David, a man who built a multi-million-dollar empire, understands one thing Reese clearly doesn't: you don't get paid based on what you want. You get paid based on what you earn. The WNBA has been a financial sinkhole for decades, surviving only because of NBA subsidies. Without that funding, the league would have folded years ago. Patrick Bet-David laid out the cold, hard truth: WNBA players simply don't generate enough revenue to justify their demands. If the league were truly self-sustaining, these salary debates wouldn't even be necessary. Yet here's Angel Reese, who made millions in college through endorsements, now expecting even more money from a league that doesn't even break even. Where does she think this money is supposed to come from? Bet David made it clear, if Reese and her supporters truly believe women's basketball deserves higher pay, they should start their own league and let the market decide. But they won't, because deep down, they know the truth. Without the NBA, the WNBA wouldn't last a season. Instead of facing reality, Reese continues to play the victim, demanding a paycheck that isn't backed by performance or profit.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened.
Angel Reese can complain all she wants, but Patrick Bet-David just exposed her for what she really is, an entitled player demanding handouts instead of proving her worth. Until she understands how business works, she'll keep embarrassing herself both on and off the court. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe *** to our YouTube channel for more updates.